Is a Buckeye a nut? Yes or no?
We are live now, and
Yes or
I am
no?
not talking about that anymore.
Yes or no? Is a Buckeye a nut?
Anyway, on to Snowfall.
Is it a nut? I'm not gonna answer no Franklin Saint question. Is a Buckeye a nut? Yes or no?
Oh, we are live.
Yeah, can't nobody hear us.
No, well, no, my my playback started playing in my ear.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
but maybe Dominique can let us know if the sound is great because
What up, Dom?
I am avoiding this conversation Marcus wants to have like the plague.
It's cool, bro.
Hopefully the sound is all good before we get started. Hopefully, I think everything looks good so far. So, yeah, no, we got to talk about Snowfall, my guy. We're not talking about college football today.
Snowfall stressing me out.
We got to talk about Snowfall. We got to talk about Bel Air. I'm surprised that we are already at episode 7 and episode 6 of Bel Air.
It feels like episode 7 of Snowfall. It feels like it.
Nah, fam, but
It's this shit wearing me out, man. This shit wearing me out between crying over Unc and Louise. Fuck. Oh my god, she is sending me on a rage.
How she has not
She
died
is
yet.
making me so angry.
How she has not died yet is amazing.
And she's oh my god, she gonna get my man's up. Oh, he should have let him. He should have just let him do what they was about to do. Should just let him do what he's about to do. I don't care what other ulterior motive was a benefit of him coming back to give you. He saved your life. He saved your life.
That is a fact. That is. We also got to talk about something special in relation to Snowfall. So don't let me forget that. Well, actually, I wrote it down, so I'm not going to forget it. But we got to talk about something.
I think I know what you're talking about, so we'll bring it up. Yeah.
Cool. We'll have to have a little discussion about that and how things plan out because it's going directly against one of my predictions.
Yeah.
Nope.
I had faith.
Actually,
faith.
Technically not. Technically.
Nah, God got her. God got her.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, God don't got the other one. Anyway.
We'll see.
Anyway.
You don't know.
Pop said we're all good. Patience Anderson with another showing in the chat.
What's up, Patience?
Says back with the wig. I see. LOL.
What up, Mr. Layton?
What's up with y'all? What's up, everybody? All right, you ready to get started on Snowfall, Season 6, Episode 7? All right.
Let's get through this emotional drama, this emotional trauma that they putting us through.
I think they slowed down a little bit for this one to give Unc his props, but then they're going to rev it up in the next 3.
I felt it. I didn't feel like they slowed down.
Okay. Snowfall.
I never fussed more during an episode.
That's crazy. Yikes. Snowfall Season 6, Episode 7, Charnel House. I had to look up what the hell a Charnel House was. Apparently it is a building or vault where corpses or bones are piled, or just a place associated with violent death. Fun fact. Not so fun fact. Franklin takes Jerome's body to go get prepared for the funeral, and Louie is losing her motherfucking mind without being able to leave with Jerome. She doesn't know what to do without Jerome. She tried to follow the body all the way downstairs and everything. I can't blame her. That's all she knows at this point for at least the past few years.
Normal folks would think that, maybe it's guilt. I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas like, my husband told me he was about to leave me 8 hours ago, and then I got kidnapped because of this whole drug war stuff that I wouldn't give up. And I started, and now he dead. Like, maybe it's guilt, or it's hate for Franklin, probably. That's what it is. That's what's hurting my heart the most. That's what's making me cry, is hate for Franklin.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Leon takes Louie back to her crib, and she doesn't want to have to face going into the house alone. Leon asks if she wants him to call Buckley or somebody, and then even offers to stay with her himself, but she says to go after acknowledging that the war is over. For her, at least.
And all it cost you was your husband.
Yeah, that's a pretty big loss right there.
Oh my God.
Louis looks at her wedding picture and then her reflection as she now bears Kane's brand on her chest as a painful reminder of everything that's happened. So she lost and she gained a little bit too.
So the whole time I'm looking at her, I'm like, damn, man, what could she do to make, like, not let that set? Like, you could go ahead and burn the other space around the K and just make it like a block. You could cut the skin off, right? You can have somebody cut the skin off, and then you just have like a square on your chest.
If you have
as
a square
scar.
there, it's still going to do the same thing. You're still going to know what it is.
Well, it's not a K for everybody else to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's OD to have on your chest for the rest of your life, and especially when it heals, because that's basically a brand. Yeah. You ever seen a brand like on a like somebody who had a like a fraternity brand?
Why your frat ain't give you a brand?
Give me.
Yeah, bro. Frats do that. So why didn't y'all do a brand?
It's an option, and we're not cattle.
Oh, y'all weak. Y'all all supposed to get a brand.
That's not how that works. Anyways, like those, right? That thing gonna keloid up, and it's not just gonna be a scar. It's gonna be like
it's gonna get bigger,
lifted off the skin. That thing gonna be fat. So like, you gotta do something to that now. Like butter knife that joint and just kind of shave it off or something. I would take the pain to not have a keloid K on my chest for the rest of my life.
Fair. That's fair. Parissa asks how Teddy has $73 million and nothing in his goofy-ass crib, including food and furniture. Someone knocks at the door and Teddy pulls the blick out of his duffy. However, it is his wife at the door, well, ex-wife, I guess, at the door without their son. Apparently, Parissa and Teddy had history that the wife knew about. Oh, yeah, and wifey is pregnant.
Yeah, no, she done gave up on Teddy. It's over. It was big done. It was done while she was still trying to make it work and trying to make him like his son. But she wasn't getting it until he basically told her like, "Hey yo, kick rocks. I got drugs to sell and guns to sell and black people to terrorize." But I thought that this whole exchange was one of the best scenes of the show because there's a few times in the series where they kind of acknowledge what I think the general consensus of the audience is, right? Yep. We all hate Louis, Lord Jesus, and they haven't given us the satisfaction yet, and we running out of episodes, damn it. We all think Reed is a tyrant of a man whose only satisfaction is pleasing the U.S. government, and it's literally the only joy in his life. Yep. And so it was cool to see that being recognized in that exchange with his ex-wife, because she's literally speaking out of our heads like, "Hey, yo, Reed, get this man his money back.
Facts.
What are you doing?
Yep.
What is happening right now? You a CIA agent who was running drugs from South America through the projects of Los Angeles, right? And you did it to the tune of millions of dollars. How did this turn into this man killing your father and you on the run? Give this man his money back. Who are you?" This man woke up one night and said, "I'm going to be John Gotti for a while." That's what I'm going to do. Run this thing like the mob.
Yep. Yeah, she tells him to give him the money back or face public execution.
Or I'm going to go out here and tell everybody, now kill me. Now kill me. Make me look like I had a heart attack. Because you best believe she knows full on well who Teddy is, exactly what he has done and does.
Yep.
On an intricate level. They worked within the same agency. She knows. Mm-hmm. Okay? So ain't no way in hell you about to sneak into my house, stick me with that little cocktail that you about to hit Oso with a couple episodes ago and just slide up out of there. She has contingencies. I don't think he would get the drop on her. Plus, that's the mother of his son. Mm-hmm. Mother of his kid. So, like, I mean, if they put him in conflict with, like, the government, you think I think he would. I think he would. I don't think there's nothing Reed won't do. I think that's the only thing him and Franklin have in common. is that there's no step that either one of them won't take.
I agree with that. All right. Franklin pulls up on Sissy and Wanda and lets them know the bad news that Leon is with Louie. Sissy seemingly immediately picks up on the gravity of the situation. Sissy and Franklin go to view the body, and Sissy asks if he suffered, and Franklin says no. As Franklin attempts to console her, she pulls her arm away and walks out of the room.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that the feeling that Sissy has, which there's a couple clues and scenes to come that give us that impression that it's not the same type of anger that Louis has. Like with Sissy, it's more so as like, look, I told y'all to stop doing this shit a long ass time ago, and now my brother is dead. Like, don't try to console me now. Like, I've been told y'all to stop this shit. Yeah. Not that Franklin didn't try. He's the only one that tried.
Yeah.
Hell, as much as we
they were in too deep.
Yeah, as much as we crying over the man murdered a woman at the beginning of the season, like off of some show of force type stuff.
Yeah.
Killed her.
Mm-hmm. With his bare hands.
So like, again, I see them trying to give us this like win by any means necessary ghost in season 6 of Power type arc, the Who Killed Ghost season, right? Like that's, it's akin to that kinda, but it ain't. You can't convince me because you also at the same time showing the only person giving a handout to try to have a sit down in the middle of shooting at each other. The only one that tried to save the other person went. I mean, if I wanted the war done and Jerome to still be alive, them boys could have had their fun.
Yeah.
If that's what it is, but I saved your life. Who cares what else it's for? I saved your life. I saved you. Mm-hmm. I kept you from becoming a journal. Yep. So I don't understand. I don't get it with Louis. With Sissy, she's been trying to pull Franklin's focus towards Reed this whole time, like even towards the back half of last season, and somehow it spun out into her brother dying, which is probably very disappointing for her, especially for her trying to hang on to the best parts of Franklin in the midst of him turning into this monster that he is this season.
Facts. Big facts. Parissa talks shit about Teddy's wife, but says she has a point about getting Franklin his money back. Teddy states that he believes the money belongs to them, which is the whitest thing I think I've ever heard on this show.
Oh, wow.
I'm just...
They stressing me out. They put that in there because they knew we was all sitting up here like, yo, who is he talking to, bro? Who is he talking to? Okay, so work this out for me, Reed. You brought the coke here. Franklin bought the coke from you, broke it down, made it into crack, sold it, made his money, brought your money back to you. You gave him a re-up, and then y'all did it again and again for years, right? How is the money you stole out of his bank account in Panama yours? Go. Be Reed.
I can't answer that question.
No, you be Reed.
Because
I'm
doing this for
the American government and Patriot and the war, my legacy. That man delusional. Yes. The man is delusional.
He is being a colonizer with the money. Parissa apparently wants a purpose, or she's about to dip out because she can't sit still for a minute while somebody's out there trying to kill them.
Hey, I don't know why they broke up before, but like, why none of this stuff, none of these, like, why is she so down? Like, there's so many red flags. Why is she so down? Why all of a sudden do she want me to get her money back to Franklin? And then, what do you mean a purpose? And where are you going? Like, Franklin know about you too. Where you think you about to go?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that they apparently had some kind of history until his girl walked in and was like, "Oh, Parissa. Oh, okay."
No, remember that's the only reason why he went to her house is because he knew that she was like a nurse or something like that, and
But
that
I
could
didn't
help
know it
him.
was like this deep that even she knows about him and everything. Like,
Or that they were like in a relationship. It seemed like now, yeah,
yeah,
because she knew his ex wife and all that. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. I thought that was crazy. Louis is at the house alone, and someone knocks at the door. That someone is Sissy. The two have a chat, and Sissy acknowledges how much Jerome loved Louis, and then states that the bullshit's got to stop. Louis blames Franklin, and Sissy says they all played a part. Louis seems to not understand that had she simply backed off at literally any point,
No,
none of
no,
this
no,
would have
Josh.
happened.
No, because she understands English. And Jerome told her very clearly, in no uncertain terms, that you did this shit. It's you, and you would have been dead if I wasn't here. In no uncertain terms. And she understands English real good. Because when Reed said, get your ass over here, she came. So I know you understand orders, and I know you understand words. And so you know full on well you played a role in this shit. You're probably the driving force since Jerome was on his way to Jamaica when you told his ass to go make one more drop. Just make one more drop, Jerome. Please, just sell drugs for me one more time. I know this is what you was just crying to me about last night, but please, just one more drug deal, and then I will think about leaving with you. I just need more time. I need more time.
That was a pretty good recap.
Fam, I don't even know what be happening sometimes when I'm watching Louis and her scenes. I feel like she's like been slowly like unraveling, and now we've hit full blown crazy. Like
Yep.
we off the reservation.
Yep. She then explains that while Sissy lost Alton and Jerome, Louis doesn't have anything else left to care about. Kind of true, I guess.
Okay. Yep. So it's as if you couldn't get any worse.
Yeah. Lee and Franklin are kicking in the projects. Franklin asks for $500,000 despite not knowing when he can get it back. When asked what it's for, Franklin simply states the price of freedom. Franklin states that Jerome never should have broken away from the team, and Lee hesitates and stops walking. Franklin says that he'll call him.
Would he be dead?
No.
I mean, let's
Chances are
get
he
to what
would
they're
not.
trying to get at, right? Like Franklin he's in do or die mode, and he's not really feeling the weight of his uncle's death the way that other people feel like he need to be feeling it. Okay, is he wrong? Would Jerome have been dead if he wouldn't have left Franklin?
No.
Because
Chances are not.
she damn sure wouldn't have got kidnapped by Kane's boys if she was with
They would have probably already dealt with Kane.
It would have been done. It already would have been. Matter of fact, there wouldn't even been no beef because Franklin was the one who was trying to piece it out with Kane.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There wouldn't have been no beef with Louis and Jerome.
It wouldn't have been no shooting. You wouldn't have been under duress. None of this would have happened. You wanted your own. You have to defend your own. People come for powerful people. You wanted to be powerful. You wanted to be the boss. People try to kill the boss. You wanted this. You begged for it. You cried for it. You said it was the only thing that mattered in life. You said it was worth dying for. That's what you told your husband the last time you talked to him before he died. That you being powerful was worth dying for. I guess you meant him, not you.
Yeah. Louis has a bad dream of everything that happened and wakes up looking for what may have been a knife, or I don't know what the fuck she was looking for. She then finds
keys.
Well, she found the keys, and then
she was looking for car keys so she can get the hell out of there.
She finds the keys and then goes on a drive to cry it out, and then lands outside of Scully's crib, acting very irrational after hitting trash cans. Scully then makes her some tea, I think. Louis asks Scully how she found peace, and he admits that he knows they're not. Stop. Louis asks Scully how she found peace, or how he found peace, and he admits that he knows they're not gone. He also admits that he wants to burn the house down, but they won't let him.
Maybe she need more time with Scully. She should have stayed there for a little while. She need to stay there for a little while.
Yep.
It looked like she took that and was just like, yeah, all right, whatever. That ain't what I wanted to hear.
She expected to be enlightened, and she wasn't.
I wanted you to say, go kill Franklin, and then you'll be okay. That's what I wanted you to say. Go do Franklin, and you'll be all right. Ain't that it, right? Yeah.
No. Franklin is having night terrors while he's in bed with V. Seems that the stresses of everything going down is really getting to him. V seems to be a little concerned. I mean, I didn't say anything, but she kind of had a look on her face.
Yeah, man died in front of him, man. You know, that's PTSD. Yeah. PTSD is to be expected, but I mean, it's harkening back to what her mom said to her, right? Is that he's coming unraveled and you're in danger. And so, like, them words are ringing in the back of her head while she's going through this with Franklin, which is
a long ass time ago.
Unfortunate. Yeah. That when your parents are right about stuff.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate.
Facts. Louis comes to see some woman. Who the fuck was that?
Her sister, maybe? I don't know.
Have we ever seen her sister?
I have no clue.
I feel like...
Ooh! The Arkansas. That was Shorty in Arkansas. Her and bro from Force with the ear.
I know
was together.
Yeah, I saw him at the funeral. So that I guess that makes sense. I just couldn't put two and two together. I'm like, I feel like that's somebody we know from before, but I just couldn't.
That's her family, like her cousin or something like that. That's why they had to hook up in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yep. And she held her down for a little bit.
Yep. All right. Oso's in bed with his lady, and she makes him get up to check the noise. KGB man is real life just chilling in Oso's dining room. KGB man wants Oso to go pick up some coke from Colombia so that Teddy can get jammed up with it. Oso tells bro they want to get away like a Southwest commercial. Then he asks for bread, just like he did with Franklin. KGB man says, and I quote, "Don't make me hurt nobody up in this bitch." He said that, like, literally, verbatim.
He didn't say that, but see, he desperate. Because now Teddy pressing him, and now he probably thinking, man, I should have just killed this man while he was here and left his body next to the coke with all the information. but he didn't, right? He let him walk, and now he has to do something. So he's gonna press Oso. If somebody pressing me, I'm gonna press on the next closest person under me, and that's Oso, since he done gave up on Franklin and Sissy for some reason.
Yeah. That still is weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was weird how he just hopped off of him and went to Oso, like Oso was going to be able to do anything more. I guess since he was working with Reed, but it ain't gave you no more fruit than what Sissy and Franklin.
Facts.
Uh-oh.
You good?
Yeah, I had switched over to the live real quick, and the volume was on. It was getting ready to start echoing.
Also, Oso's girl goes up and locks the door as if that was going to prevent him. Like he didn't already just pull up in the dining room.
Hey, she got to be one of the silliest characters in Snowfall. I swear to God she is. I swear to God she is one of the silliest characters. Okay, so last week, right? Boom. He was like, or 2 weeks ago, he was like, yes, the DEA has me, and so does the KGB. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't. I didn't want to endanger you. He was like, we need to run. We need to pack up and go tonight. She was like, we not doing that. We ain't doing that because I want to live my life, and you need to figure it out so we all can stay here. I was like, okay. So if we go with the other ones, then we have to get new names, and we have to leave, and we can relocate. I'm not doing that either. Who am I gonna be? How am I gonna survive? What am I gonna do? I don't have any money. Okay, señorita, I don't think you understand the situation. And so now this week, what she tell my man's Oso? Oh, I don't think that you should know where we're going. What Oso say? I think you're right. Yes. I think you're right.
We are going to have to discuss how your Oso sounds like Lorenzo from Power.
Nah, they different. They're different. They different.
Are they?
Nah. Lorenzo is like, yeah, Monet. Hey, Kane, you're not ready yet, Kane. You need to be more than what you're doing now. Drew is smarter than you. That's Lorenzo.
Okay.
Right? Also is yeah, you know, this, orderly, cabrón. You need to hurry up. Reed is on the way. Don't have much time, Vato.
Okay, so the difference is slightly more Spanish and a reference to Reed.
Yeah.
All right, cool, whatever. Leon seems to be cleaning his gun, and Wanda walks in with stuff for her new place. Wanda states that she's leaving the PJs. She also says that she sees them heading towards the same grave Jerome got, and she wants to change
ding, ding. This is why right here. These are the steps. These are the building blocks. They're gonna play this scene back in something that we talk about later on. But this is it. This is why. Because she has cleared her mind of drugs and sex and money. And now she gonna survive.
Lee says he got a plan to pass on the projects, but she ain't believing it and walks out. Moving on.
Yeah, bro. We're
not talking about Wanda. Well,
you see she got out the house, right? You see she got out the house. She said, yeah, I ain't leaving you or nothing, but I'm getting out these jets. Oh, yeah, I'm gone. I am up out of here, son. So you have fun. You know what I'm saying? Playing gangster over here. And if you make it out, great. We can probably head back to Africa. If not, brother, I told you so.
Fuck Wanda. Anyway, so Louis tells Homegirl that she does actually. Louis tells Homegirl that she was with that she does actually believe she holds some of the blame for Jerome's death, and that she keeps forgetting that he died, which I thought was a strange line. Like, you keep forgetting that Jerome died? Does that mean you think he's still here with us somehow?
That felt like one of them. That felt like one of them. Oh, I just feel so guilty. Like you want somebody to tell you not guilty. Like you just want somebody to rub your back and say, "Oh, it wasn't your fault." The hell it wasn't.
Yeah.
The hell it wasn't.
Inner Chakra says, "No Jerry curl juice on the keyboard. I hope no. My keyboard is clean. My keyboard is clean."
Hey, if y'all notice, the curls are getting tighter episode by episode. So y'all know what that means. He got them little foam rollers. He putting them things in.
I have foam rollers.
He got them foam clip rollers. He putting them things together. Look at them things. Get closer. Show the people. Go ahead. Hey, that ain't come out the package like that. On God, it did.
You know what's funny is I actually think I was wearing the wig backwards for like the first few episodes.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
No. I think it made it funnier. A little bit.
Okay.
Go back and watch the other ones. Teddy pages Louie, and Louie calls back and asks, what does Teddy want? Louie is obviously mad at Teddy, but then Teddy states that this isn't a request. Louie agrees to meet ASAP.
Yeah, see, look, Reed. Look here, brother. Because what I got out of that scene, after the annoyance of how obedient she was after talking shit for about 2 seconds. The potential here, and I'm going to call it out, even though it may end up being one of the greatest fake outs in television. Louis, in an instance, realizes after she, kind of ran it through her mind about what she asked Franklin about later on, that Reed is in a very vulnerable position at the moment as well.
Of course.
And staying with the theme here, I do not want to be under anybody's thumb. I don't want to be anybody's puppet. I don't want to be anybody's pawn. I don't want to be just out here floating at everybody's whim, right? That applies to Franklin. Think it applies to Reed?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Especially the way he be talking at a few scenes later.
Now I got an opportunity. Now I have an opportunity. Maybe I can kill two birds with one stone.
It's possible.
So she could, well, we'll see. We'll capitulate. Okay, sure. Mr. CIA man, I'll meet you here, there. I'll be there. Click. Right? And then gives the impression that she'll do anything to kill Franklin. And gives him a very valid reason to believe her, because you're not about to fake out Reed. You're not going to lie to him and think you're going to set him up. But gives him a very legitimate reason, right? I.e. Jerome.
Yeah. Yep.
Which makes him completely vulnerable. Here's the multi-layered chest, though. Oh, Franklin, you want to read? Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to fake like I got you. I'm going to make it seem like I actually got you. And there are pieces of my theory that are littered. I'll point it out when we talk about it in the episode. Sure. But let me make him think that I got you. It'll draw him out. We could get the jump on him. Right? Boom, this is over. You go your way, I go my way. Whole time, Reed shows up. He's gone. You gone too, fool.
I mean, that all makes sense. But then what does she do after? Does she live a normal life? Or
she runs the city.
Okay.
She find another connect and keep doing what she's doing. She has to find another plug. Well, that's life, apparently, in drug TV dramas.
Sure.
Finding a new plug is like finding a new love interest. It's going to happen once or twice a season.
At least 3 times a season in Power. So
you know what I mean? It's a thing. So is life.
Right. All right.
But then whoever her new perspective one is ain't Reed or Franklin.
True. Yeah, she has a little bit more control, a little more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Inner chakra's got to chill out because they say they see the curl definition for sure. And I'm gonna need you to chill out, trying to influence our
curlers
watchers. No,
it's the curlers, bro.
This one is mad emo right here. I don't know what.
I ain't never see that curl like that.
This one is mad emo.
Coiled over about 9 times. That's crazy.
This is Fallout Boy right here. I don't know what's going on with this.
Where you get them rollers, bro?
Chill out. Anyway, Sissy is staring out the window, and as Wanda walks in the room, they have a conversation about where Wanda will go. Sissy offers her position to Wanda at the shelter full time. Sissy then says she doesn't know she'll ever go to the shelter again. Wanda asks what she'll do when all this is over, and Sissy laughs.
Because it's never going to be over, I guess, apparently.
Because she's probably going to die. Is what she
thinks.
I think she thinks that it's not looking good for her and her family.
Well, who about to get him?
Teddy.
Blouse.
I don't know. She just seems to be in a very depressed state about all of it.
Well, I mean, for obvious reasons, but I guess, yeah. Well.
Franklin meets up with Oso, and Franklin doesn't have the documents, but he does have the bread. Franklin asks what happened, and Oso says that the DEA busted him. Franklin obviously gets upset and pulls a gun. Oso admits that Franklin is clean. Oso then talks about KGB Man. He explains that everybody apparently wants Teddy. Franklin realized that with Oso at the crossroad and with him saying that everything needs to happen now, Franklin believes that he can help him with another day with the DEA, but he still needs Teddy. Oso hasn't seen him in quite some time. Or at least a couple days.
So, the part that I was talking about that kind of confirms it is what Franklin says to Oso when they're trying to work out how they gonna get him out, how they gonna draw him out. He was like, he can smell a rat. Oso was like, he can smell a rat. He not gonna be set up. Similar to what I was saying, right? Franklin says back to him, I think so. I guess you have to make him think you got me or something. What did he say back to him? You remember?
Vaguely. He did say
he said something. That. He said something back to like, I guess we got to make him think that you got me or that I'm here or something, referencing we got to make sure he believes he's safe and has the drop on me in some kind of way, right? So now he got the person who's going to be able to get closest to Reed. He got two people, right? His closest confidant and his distributor.
Well, he doesn't have her yet.
Yeah. Well, if my theory is running correctly, it's then already been worked out. Okay. That was the only reason why he got her, and she understood that, and she played towards it because she saw an opportunity to not only get Reed up out of here, but take care of her business with Franklin at the same damn time.
Fair enough.
So while Franklin think he playing Louis is playing Reed with the ultimate goal of being able to play Franklin.
Louis don't know that he also has Oso.
Exactly. Oso is Franklin's like trump card, and then Louis is that. Well, after we handle this business with Reed, I still have to let you go.
So then this is a Mexican standoff.
Yes. I didn't want to say it, so you said it for me. Appreciate it.
You said it last episode.
You could have just said standoff. I think I said standoff.
You definitely said Mexican standoff. Maybe you did.
Don't be racist don't be racist, Josh.
Also, not anybody else that's involved. Two black people and the white guy. Yeah, sure. Okay. The CIA discussed Franklin killing Teddy's father, and of course they dropped the N-bomb.
Yo, fam, why? Where did that come from? He was so concerned. The nigga killed his father?
Literally haven't said it in seasons. And then
I have never heard somebody say that word with so much concern in their voice. Nigga killed his father? He was so hurt.
Oh, man. Yeah, the CIA honcho tells Teddy's handler to go fill in some cracks of info that they don't have. So maybe the handler's coming to play at some point in this.
Filling some. What I heard when he said filling some cracks is make this disappear. Like this crack leads back to us. Make sure it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't have some info that about Franklin or some shit. And you might be right. You're probably right.
Yeah, because I don't think the CIA is getting involved in retaliation against Franklin. If the end result of Franklin's tirade is Teddy, a disavowed CIA agent, is killing him, we'll wash our hands up and act like we didn't know what was going on. That's the whole point.
That's what the government does.
Literally the whole point. If you go down, we don't know you, bro. So I hope you get your shit together, but if you don't, we'll be at Langley next week for your replacement.
If they even get a replacement for this one.
Oh, well, we know this carries on for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's the president right now? Clinton?
86. Bush Sr.?
Oh, no. Bush Sr. And then that leads into Clinton? Was there?
So it might be Reagan.
Bush Sr. leads into Clinton.
It's either Reagan leading into Bush Sr. or Bush Sr. leading into Clinton.
If we're at the late 80s, early 90s, that should be Bush Sr. leading into Clinton. And him and his wife about to send all these niggas to jail.
It's Reagan.
It's Reagan leading into Bush Sr.?
Yes.
All right, well, Bush Sr. about to send everybody over to war for a little bit, so maybe they'll get a little bit of reprieve. But then when good old Bill from Arkansas get in there, everybody going to jail. Him and Joe locking up everybody.
Facts. All right. Teddy meets up with
Sorry
Louis.
for the history lesson.
It's all good. Teddy meets up with Louis, and Teddy asks what happened. Teddy asks Louis for Franklin, and Louis says she don't know shit about that. Louis tells Teddy that Jerome is dead and that she has Franklin to thank for it. After the funeral, she would even kill Franklin, but until the funeral, Teddy better shut the hell up.
Hey, if you needed to convince a CIA agent that you are on his side, you've done an excellent job.
Yeah.
You've done an excellent job. And maybe that's part of my frustration with watching is because I just didn't get it. I didn't get it at first. I'm like, yo, what's up? What is going on? Because think about it, right? Jerome died flat out because Louis needed her power. She needed everything she amassed in the drug business. She needed her notoriety, her position, her status. She needed all that. And she wouldn't give it up even for her husband.
Yes.
So in the wake of that, for a person who has lost so much to gain this autonomy, nobody is going to take that. Not even the U.S. government is going to take that away from me. So if I have to, I will even work with temporarily who I deem to be my husband's true killer, if it means I can cut off both of these thumbs and I don't have to worry about either one of you for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm thinking that it would be beautiful if that's where she was going with it. Like right after they do Reed, Franklin starts struggling. All right, cut me loose. And she just look at him. All right, come on, Lou. Come on, Lou, let me out, Lou. Thought I was gonna let you go.
I hate that ending.
You hate it, but it's beautiful. That would complete her villain arc because it's rare we've ever seen, other than Reed taking all his money. We've rarely seen Franklin outsmarted.
Yes.
Very rarely.
Yes, for sure.
So,
along with the other part that I'm not getting, apparently. Along with the other part of the ending that I'm not getting.
I don't even understand why you wanted that so bad. Like, you are a villain yourself. You and Louis have a lot in common.
No, it's not. That's not facts.
You and Louis are. Will you hang out at rehabs and boo people on their way out, Josh? Is that what you do in your spare time?
Boo! Get back on the crack. Boo!
You quitter. Is that what you do?
No, but that's
Jesus. Wild. Who roots against Wanda?
I didn't say that I wanted her back on the crack.
You just said it. Boo! Get back on that crack.
That was a joke. That was a joke. But I don't want that to happen to her. I want her to stay sober. Just, not on this plane.
Okay.
Everyone heads to Jerome's funeral. Leon, Wanda, Frank and V, Oso, Big Dion, Scully. Wanda talks to Leon about Jerome loving Louis and admits to Leon that she doesn't know what she'd do if she lost him. Which at the time I thought was a little bit of foreshadowing for one of them.
Yeah.
At least.
Yep.
Still may be, but not the way that.
Yeah, no, I'm much more on the train of where you feel Leon is going than I do Wanda. Now, it seems all but decided at this point.
At this point, yeah.
I think they even foreshadowed who it's gonna be too, and that just feels wrong.
I agree.
This feels wrong.
So technically, I still kind of called it, but I just don't want it this way. Anyway, Effion00 says, Effion00 says, "Sup chat," and Franklin was cold, but man, he looked desperate in this episode until the funeral.
He saw an opportunity, and I think that either way you cut it, he did both the right thing and the evil thing. Like, he did the right thing, I guess, for the wrong reason. But, like, in that moment, if you were about to have what was about to happen to Louis happen to you, would you give a damn? You ain't the devil. You are, well, I won't say that. You are my guardian angel. I was getting ready to say Jesus, but you are my guardian angel. Please save me.
Yikes.
Please.
Also, at the funeral, I wondered what that look was between Einstein and Scully. Does Scully know whether or not Einstein was there when his girl got killed? Does he know? Like,
was he there?
Scully went up and like looked at him and was like, and then just walked off.
I hope not. I hope Scully don't go back into his old ways and get Einstein. Einstein got to make it out.
Even the homeboy asked, like, what was that about?
I mean, but Scully is a weird individual, though. So, like,
yeah.
let's not You can't read too deeply into it. We have no idea what's going on, bro.
Fair enough. Franklin tells Oso to make sure that he's there for the repast because he's got some info. And Oso is absolutely shook because bro just told him that he's sorry for his loss. That's how you respond to that? Show up to the repast. I got some info. Sorry for your loss, bro.
You don't have time for that right now. Doesn't have time for that. He don't know if Reed gonna shoot this man while he's sitting in this chair at the funeral.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
That man ain't got no decorum. He is paranoid.
Yikes. Buckley makes it to the funeral and lies to Louis about Jerome paging that nigga while he was high on crack.
High on crack. High on crack. I guess you don't care though. I guess we just gonna let Buckley live his crack-filled life while you try to kill one of the only people on the planet that Jerome gave a damn about. He sure as hell ain't give a damn about Leon. It was you, Sissy, and Franklin. That's it. That's all.
Yep. Dion says, "Hey, nigga," to Leon, and he asks if they killed the nigga who did that to Jerome. Leon says yes, and Dion seems as if he respects him for it. That's a wild way to get a nigga's attention at a funeral. Hey, nigga. Excuse me?
I think that was, hey, yeah, you know, let me loosen him up and talk to him on some cool shit so that he don't see me coming.
The mood is tense, sir. Relax. I'm not hearing a hey nigga at the funeral like that. Chill out.
I probably wouldn't even stop.
Get some decorum. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even stop. I'd be like, man, I don't know what's going on over here. Franklin asks Louis what she needs from him. She asks him why'd he come back for her. And he states that he was raised to respect women and that it's a man's duty and that he couldn't live with himself if he left her there with Kane. Then he states that Louis made him a promise in the warehouse and then asks for all the help he can get. She calls him the devil and he agrees. Solid scene.
That was a beautiful scene.
That was a solid scene.
Like, even how he just kind of like, I know. No.
Yep.
Like, woo!
Yep.
Chills down your spine, man. Hey, first of all, respect that man, Damson Idris, man. Stop treating him like he not one of them ones out here ascending. It's not just Michael B. Jordan. He's not the only actor that exists in Black Hollywood.
Facts.
Man, Damson.
Facts.
Man.
Hopefully he doesn't get typecast as a gangster from LA.
Yeah. But man, oh man. So the beginning of the first part of why he came back, you actually seen that. Like, that's not all bullshit. I don't think he'll ever describe to her in detail how it all went down when he left the warehouse. But we as an audience got to see it. He drives off and barely gets a block away and immediately pulls over and pages Jerome.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't even take the shot itself. Shit. Let me do you so that I know that they won't do you like that. I just get it over with now. He didn't even do that. Which at that point he already had also to set up to set up Reed. So he wasn't even thinking about Louis until she start begging and pleading.
Thanks.
Which was crazy. A crazy time to try to start negotiating, by the way. Like, who did you learn from? Obviously not Franklin.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously not Franklin.
Facts. All right. Effion00 says Scully is the most calmest, vicious G in the show. Never has a character be peaceful. It's like Thanos snapping half the universe, then having therapy sessions with people coping with loss. And then he says, "Oh, did y'all discuss the part with Louis and the woman's conversation in the bathroom, talking about how she and them two are the way that they are?" Maybe I didn't peep.
I mean, I know that they were talking about what happened with Jerome and everything and how she was feeling. She said something about how they both were.
I vaguely remember that, but I don't know. Maybe it just didn't seem...
Maybe I had to watch it back. Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Because I didn't know who it was at first. So, like, it didn't seem like it was...
If that's the part maybe that led into her saying, hey, Louis, that wasn't your fault. And then Louis, for the first time... said, isn't it? But it kind of felt like it was like a cheap, isn't it?
Yeah.
She was like, how did I end up back here? Because I worked so hard to get out of that position of, a working girl. And now I was right back there. Like, after everything that I've done, I was right back in there. So it got to be my fault some kind of way.
Facts.
Which, yeah, no, it is. It is. Most certainly is. But I don't know. Maybe that's what he was referencing.
Okay. So throughout the season, I have been predicting that I've basically been saying that Wanda was going to die, like for sure, because I didn't want to face the fact that Leon could potentially die, right? But I knew one of them was going. So part of my prediction is correct, but, I took all my anger out on Wanda. But we've got some news that apparently Snowfall is working on a spinoff which may actually star Wanda. Let me see if I can.
Wanna gonna live. Wanna gonna live. Wanna gonna live. Wanna gonna live. Wanna gonna
Let's
live.
see. Whilst the 6 seasons of Snowfall span a period from 83 to 86, the spinoff would be set in 1990s Los Angeles as South Central transitions out of the crack era into the gangster rap business. In addition, areas of the city become heavily infested by gangs led by the Bloods and Crips. Wanda would be the link to the original show, which will focus on new main characters. It's not known if any other characters from the original would also appear. Okay, so first of all, Snowfall stealing ideas from Power is nuts.
I mean, if you're moving forward in the timeline,
we were moving forward at all. I'm not okay with this because Wanda.
Well, how we went from 83 to 86? We are naturally climbing the years.
Sure,
we're not going backward.
No, facts. But no.
Yeah, so I mean, eventually you're going to run into the 90s, which was the gangster rap era.
Or you could just stop at 86.
Well, yeah, Snowfall itself is a standalone. I guess that's why the show is ending. This is another show, something different. It's a spin-off. It is the Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad.
Why?
Did Better Call Saul cheapen Breaking Bad, which is a top 5 show all time?
No, but
So what's the problem?
This show is often compared to The Wire, and The Wire doesn't have a spinoff, does it?
If they made a Wire spinoff, would you be mad?
I still haven't finished The Wire.
Okay, so you can't even talk. I
said it was compared. I didn't say that I thought it was similar to The Wire.
No, but point being is, first of all, finish The Wire. Second of all, if when you do, then ask yourself, if there was a spinoff series with, let's say, Stringer Bell had a son he ain't know about, and he grew up learning about his dad, and he reemerged in Baltimore, and McNulty had to make his way, or whoever, one of the cops from back then. I don't know. However, yes, I'm watching that shit, and you would too. So that's exactly why we about to watch Wanda.
What they need to do? Leave Oso alive and make an Oso spinoff.
Oso might come back. You know what I'm saying?
Oso
Sons of Anarchy.
Hard.
You got Sons of Anarchy, and they did the spinoff with Mayans. Mayans isn't as good as Sons of Anarchy, but it's still pretty good.
I need the Oso spinoff. That shit would be fire.
He's a dad. He's a dad.
Nah, bro.
And really, what was Oso doing before he met up with Lucia and Reed? He was wrestling.
He gonna get pulled into the game again somehow, and then run a cartel in Mexico.
He probably gonna pop up in Wanda series, man, because he gonna live.
Wanda is not supposed to be here, so
Oso, Wanda, and Sissy all living.
So then Leon's done for, is what I'm getting.
I think Leon's gone. I'm preparing myself mentally for that to happen.
Didn't need to happen this way. Leon and Franklin could have both lived.
Leon is the one who decided to go back and be in all this BS. He didn't have to be involved in none of this. He didn't.
That's a fact. So then,
he didn't have to be, and he was the one that wanted to go back.
If Leon is dying, is Scully killing him or is Big Dion killing him?
Why would Scully kill him?
Because he killed his girl.
Man, bro, it's been years. He gave that up.
The way that he looked at Homeboy, maybe.
I don't think that had anything to do with
the way he looked at Homeboy and the conversation that he had with Louis seemed like he's not really still over it, but he's trying to keep his composure together. But then seeing Einstein again, if he saw him before, I don't know.
Was Einstein even there?
I gotta go back and watch. It would make sense that he would be because they were all in the same little clique,
but why would it make? He wouldn't been there. He was even younger than he is now. And Lee wasn't one of them type of niggas. If they was going to do some work, they'd go grab.
I feel like there was somebody else with them. I know Fatback was there.
That was way back when Manboy was alive. I don't even know if Poindexter was around.
There was Fatback and Leon when they killed the daughter, but I feel like there was somebody else with them when they killed.
I don't think they even knew dude back then. He wasn't even around back then.
I'd see. But he looked at. Why would Scully look at him?
No, it's not going to be Scully. We know who it's going to be. It's going to be D. It's going to be D somehow, some way.
Him now. He's like, oh,
no, he doesn't.
Took care of
that was fake. That was fake. It was, we cool now. Psych, bow.
Maybe.
It's going to be D. If it's not D, then he survives and he's still married to Wanda.
We'll see.
Then you got to deal with them both being alive and prospering. Yeah. Trying to be an example to the community.
Both of them are not living.
All right. Hate if you want to.
That's not hate. I want Leon to be here.
It's soft hate. It is.
Wanda can go.
That's what it is. It's your disdain for Wanda that doesn't want her to be happy.
Wanda. But if one of them has to go, it has to be Wanda. I done sat here for 6 seasons watching Lee. Wanda was on crack for 2 of them.
Well, but look, here's the thing, though. Wanda has a completed arc. Lee ended up right where he started. Why you want him to live and not Wanda, I don't know. Because it makes sense that Wanda gets to live because Wanda actually changed her life. Leon didn't. Leon fell right back into the same bullshit he left.
Wanda's arc has completed. And so now she must live in the heavens.
That's bullshit. She's going to become a school teacher.
She's going to live on a shirt. How about that?
But then, while she's teaching her class one day, one of her students going to yell out and be like, my daddy said that you used to be singing alphabet back in the day. What that mean?
Crazy.
What that mean?
Crazy.
Your daddy don't know me like that. Class dismissed.
All right, Fbion00 says, I'm calling for at least 2 or 3 people to get murked next episode since there's only 3 episodes left.
Dressed out. Do you think Parissa goes?
I hope so.
She's so weird. She's such a weird cook.
All right.
I think she got somebody else from Reed's side gets done in. And since his ex-wife didn't even bring the son, and she's pregnant, so she's not going to be anywhere that she could be in danger. It's probably going to be Parissa.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. All right, Snowfall season 6 episode 8 is called Ballad of the Bear, which also is bear in Spanish, so makes sense.
Yes, it is.
Franklin and Gustavo set a plan in motion is all I have, but we have also seen a trailer. Any thoughts on what's going to happen?
So let's see how they set it up for us. The setup is Franklin and Oso set a plan in motion, and the only thing that we've seen is Franklin getting punched, smacked, and thrown on the ground with his hands behind. I'm thinking that's part of the plan. I think it's part of the plan. I think that's the overtone reason, the overarching reason why, or at least the benefit from saving Louis in that warehouse, because Jerome wasn't going to be able to set this shit up.
Sure.
That's a sad fact. Sure. The only way Franklin was ever going to be able to protect Unc was if he was working for him, and that's what Franklin was getting at. Once y'all went out here and did your own thing, you grown, and you listening to Louis, which is not the best thing to do. So it was lost. It was lost. But the setup, right? The synopsis plus the preview that they gave us which I think was very intentional. I think that's where we're going. I think we're trying to play. Everybody's trying to play everybody, and I think it's going to end up with Louis in a position to take out Franklin. Unfortunately.
Okay. We will have to see. I'm interested because like it seems like if that's the case, things are moving a little bit quicker than expected. So what's going to happen in?
Oh, they gonna get Reed the hell up out of here. They gonna give us what we want. Oh yeah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Next episode 8, it goes down. Ding dong, the witch is dead. We getting Reed up out of here.
Okay.
We're getting him up out of here next episode. I'm calling it. It's gonna happen.
So then what happens in 9 and 10?
Put in the parlay.
Is 10 just a like an advertisement for the new spinoff? Is that what's happening? Like basically 10 is just her in the 90s.
Maybe they have to finish this beef. Well, I don't. You know what? I really don't know where they go after that. They got 9 and 10, so maybe not. Let me take it back. Don't book it. Cancel the bet. Cancel the bet.
I figured at some point they would set it up to where like, oh, this is the showdown, but then something happens, it fucks up, and then 9 or 10, he gets it. But
so what? Okay, so Reed dies, right? Does anybody still have problem? Ooh. Okay, what if Reed dies? Does Franklin now become the new target of the KGB? I don't know how that helps him, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, why?
Well, so if Franklin gets arrested, he has to tell him who he's getting the drugs from.
Sure.
I'm sure he would have to explain who his connect is, and that would effectively do the same thing it would with catching Reed there, because he would have a first-hand account of everything that happened.
But Franklin has no knowledge of the rest of the CIA.
Nor is he credible in the eyes world, because he's just a black man selling drugs. So maybe that doesn't work either. Damn. Well, I guess 2 good things come out of this. We know Franklin isn't going to die, because we got 2 more episodes to go. If Franklin is dying, it's going to happen in the last episode.
I don't think Franklin's dying. That's just my prediction. I think Franklin stays alive, but for whatever reason, V takes off with the kid, and he never...
Well, he going to jail, and she's not going to have to take off. She's not going to have to do that because he's sending her out of the country. He literally told her in the preview to leave, get out the country.
Yeah.
This shit is getting crazy. So, Once again, Veronique is the most loyal character in the show. Flat out, never folded. You feel me?
She got a makeover, so I'm okay with her now.
Never folded, and she would have stayed, but Saint got her up out of here. Yeah, but he can't die next episode. We got 2 more to go.
What to expect episode, considering we can't really expect anything.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. Something has to happen if they're setting up this sting. So Teddy gets arrested, Teddy dies. Does Teddy, fuck him on? Does he get over on everybody and slip out of it? And make everybody look stupid? The DEA, the KGB, and Franklin and Louis? Does he make everybody look like a fool?
Okay, so maybe he does die in 8. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that there is a character, I don't know what extent they'll play, but there's a character coming back in either 9 or 10.
Hey, I know who you're talking about. Because Peach has been gone, his coughing ass, he's been gone for a whole season.
I don't know what extent it'll be.
And disappeared.
I don't know what extent he'll play in all of this, but he will probably make an appearance by the end of the season. Because there's a reason that they just kind of left it at like...
Yeah, they never tied it up, did they?
They will definitely tie that up.
They never tied it up. I don't know. I mean, they don't have a lot of time to introduce another arc. So it has to play into something that's already going on.
I've got sources that say he's showing up in 9 or 10, I think.
Ooh. It's not a source. Is there anybody still investigating Saint? Because he could have turned state witness if there's somebody investigating him. Can you imagine getting out all of this, getting your $70 million, and then you walking home and they're like, Franklin Saint? Yeah, huh? I need you to put your hands around your back.
Oof.
You are now under arrest for federal drug charges, blah, 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 blah. Man, what the hell's wrong with you? Yep, nope, you're going down, boy. You got out from underneath the CIA and some rinky-dink DEA agent and pulled you in.
Facts. Yeah, no, I have a sneaky suspicion that somebody's showing back up.
Or, at the prospect of not being able to get Reed, DEA man just gets pissed and goes after Franklin because he needs the next biggest fish to justify all the work they've already done.
Possible. Very possible.
Just spitballing here. But you know what? Nope. Rebook it. Reed dies. Rebook it. Reed dies in episode 8. I'm calling it now. I'm not picking it back up. $100 down.
I'm just upset my prediction couldn't just happen.
Yo, you're sick.
I'm sick.
You like the dude who replaced the security guard before they hit the warehouse. You tripping.
I had a prediction, and it doesn't seem to be working out according to all the headlines.
But why are you so upset that it's not working out? See, I'm upset that Reed hasn't died yet because he's an awful person. It was my one
big prediction, and now it's not coming true.
No, it's not coming true. Hater.
Or it could. Maybe she's running a record label in the afterlife, and her first big signee, Tupac.
If anyone's in recovery, I apologize for Rush's comments. I suggest you stay away from him. He's very detrimental to your sobriety.
All right. Pop says Wanda and Leon becomes Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. No.
Yeah, they do. Nuts. Yes, they do. No, OGs in the community.
No,
trying to teach these youngsters.
Not happening.
You just hating, bro.
Not happening. Speaking of Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, moving on to Bel Air.
Move on.
Gonna go ahead and retire the. See, that's all it is. It's just me doing like this. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. No. Put the curlers back in it. Put it back on the mannequin. Put it back on the head.
I literally toss it every time.
You toss it on the mannequin head.
That would be nuts if I was that good at just tossing a wig like that.
Just doesn't take much talent to throw a wig onto a head.
That would be crazy if I was that good at it, though. Oh, darn it. Where's my Bel Air? Boom. All right. Oh, Effion00 says, Teddy's ex scoffed at him when he said, I seized money from ill-gotten gains, and she told him to give the money back to Franklin. I want to see what she's going to do. She's going to do something wild, man.
She going to out him. There's a CIA agent running drugs from Colombia or wherever the hell they at, Costa Rica, back up to the United States in exchange for guns and weapons to fight in the Contra and Sandinistan War. Boom. His name is Reed Thompson. Blah, yada, yada. This is his designation. This is what he doing. Da, da, da. She gonna burn him. She's going to burn him, and then the CIA is going to disavow him, and he'll probably end up in a ditch somewhere a week later. Give the man his money back.
Facts. I've said some things in our videos about Meg and Tori, but Meg is amazing. Meg is... She cold.
Are you talking about her movie role?
No, I'm talking about her throwing the first... Oh, that pitch was awful. She threw the first pitch at an Astros game.
Oh, good for her.
Sheesh.
I think she just got on to play in a movie. Somebody's movie.
Okay, I guess I'm going to start saying things again. Meg doesn't need to be in anybody's movie. Not yet.
Hey, fam. Hey, look. You know, somebody was going to get the shot to do it out of the music industry. It happens every so often. Somebody was going to get their shot to do it. I just hope that she puts a lot of work into the craft and actually trying to be good and not just using this for exposure, because it can end up having a terrible effect.
If they gave Jack Harlow a role, I guess she deserves her role.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, though. That's not really a good example to give to me.
It's literally the worst one I can think of. But, I don't know, man. It depends on what she's in.
I'll see if I can find it before the. Never mind. We'll discuss it on the pod, I'm sure.
All right. Bel Air, Season 2, Episode 6, Let the Best Man Win. Viv is learning, much like most black people know. If you aren't born knowing how to play spades, it is literally impossible to learn how.
Hey, no, I'm not about to allow the slander now. I'm not about to allow the slander.
That is a
First of all, no,
fact.
you don't have to be born. This is what
literally
happens.
come out the womb knowing how to play spades.
No, you don't. There's two type of kids, right? When at the cookout, after the sun go down and we done running around outside or whatever, and the mosquitoes is biting us up, and everybody done went inside and start playing cards. There was two type of kids. It was a kid who went in the back, had a little juice box, start watching cartoons, lay down and went to sleep eventually. There was another kid that stayed up all night as long as the adults was up, and they stayed quiet. And they sat there and they watched these adults play cards all damn night until they got of a certain age and they said, "Hey, you know what, Junior? Come here. Be my partner." And that is how you learn how to play spades. You watch, you pay attention, and you just play the game. It's so many like of our age people out here who you yell at me and oh my god, like why can't you just be nice to me and play the game?
That is a myth.
You need to know how to play this game the same way that white people know how to play hacky sack. Okay, this is our calling card. This is what we do. You need to know how to do this. It is also a battleground, okay? When we need to challenge another family, this is how we do it. Not violence with these books, okay? You need to know how to do that. If I walk into a party with you, Josh, and somebody say they playing spades, I expect you to yell louder than anybody else in the room that we got next.
I am going to chuck up the deuce and disappear like Homeboy in the meme.
Yeah, see, that is embarrassing. That's very Aunt Viv-like.
Because teaching somebody spades is a old wise tale. It is a black myth.
Do not be the black person at the party who don't know how to play spades.
You are either
don't be the person when they're looking for a partner and they be like, "Oh, can somebody play with?" And you be like, "How you play again?" Or "Oh, it's follow suit, right?"
Here's what it is.
It's like Joker, Ace Deuce, something like that. Ace High. Yeah, I know Ace High. Let's play Ace High.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Right?
Be that person.
Some kids in the hospital have the little pink hat, some have the blue hat, and some are born with black Air Force Ones and know how to play spades immediately.
Hey, listen, man. I just gave you what it was.
I just gave you.
You had to learn early. And even then, it's not a hard game to learn. It's not a hard game to learn at all.
It is.
It's I declare war by suits.
You can't learn. You cannot learn how to play. It's not possible. That is a fact. Patience says, that is me. She is me. Exactly. You either know or you don't.
Patience, you don't have to tell people. It's okay. It's all right. Some things we suffer in silence.
Patience has patience. People who play spades don't have patience whatsoever.
Because, again, most of the people who have been playing spades have been doing so for a very long time. For a very long time.
With a deck of cards in their hands and black Air Force Ones.
It is a game that takes 10 minutes to learn. Right? After that, it's just practice. You know how to play I Declare War, then you know how to play spades.
Spades is gold tooth energy. Gold tooth, black Air Force energy. And patience agrees.
It's a competitive sport.
Patience agrees.
And if you don't have the muscle to play it, you should just say that.
Because you were literally born with said muscle.
At least patience is admitting it. You over here trying to blame all the people that know how to play for the problem. No, you the problem. The issue.
Some people are born with like, some people can't handle like lactose and things like that. Some people are lactose intolerant.
So it's all the people that eat ice cream's fault that you lactose?
And some people
that's exactly what we talking about.
Not knowing how to play spades. And some people
Josh hates all NBA players because he can't dunk.
That's crazy. I didn't say that. That is
basically.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
William Moloch, another person, says they never learned spades when they were younger. So
Come
again,
on, but
you're either
at least
born
we're
with it
acknowledging that it's a thing that you usually just pick up. It's two
in the
type of
womb.
kids. Some of us learned very early, and some of us never picked it up and never gained the interest. So I guess that makes sense. But it's such a simple game, y'all. Like it boggles
Nobody
me
wants to
that
teach.
y'all can play goldfish, y'all can play old maid, y'all can play what's that euchre. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Y'all can play all that. Y'all can play
I've learned
poker.
card games.
Poker is a infinitely more complicated game than spades. But there's so many more people that I meet that know how to play poker who can play stud or hold 'em, but don't know how to play spades.
I only kind of know how to play poker. There's literally not a way to kind of know how to play spades. Because if you only kind
It's
of
a
know,
million
you're
blackjack
terrible.
sharks out here. Y'all can count the deck up, down, and around, but we can't play spades. We can't follow suit.
Because those are games you can actually learn. And people actually have the patience to teach. When it comes to spades, nobody has the patience to teach anybody.
How much patience would you have teaching a 30-year-old goldfish? How much patience would you have with that person?
A lot more than spades.
And that person was directly responsible for you losing goldfish. How much patience would you have?
If I lose with you in spades, it'd be like if I killed your brother. That's what it seems like.
Why aren't you answering my questions? If you were teaching an adult person how to play goldfish and they were the reason why you were consistently losing as you're playing with that person, you'd be pissed. It's the same thing with spades.
Because the stakes aren't as high with goldfish as they are in spades.
They're both card games. The stakes are exactly the same.
Right, but the people who you play spades with are natural born killers. Black Air Force energy. I'm just saying. You either know or you don't. You're either born with it or you're not. Anyway, Bel Air. All right. So, again, spades players are born with it. Supposedly, Phil is trying to teach her before the big family reunion. Also, Mama don't want to stay at the penthouse at the Four Seasons. She wants to stay in the guest room at the Banks Bel Air mansion, which I imagine would be the same thing, basically. So I don't know why she's being so picky.
I mean, it ain't like you gave too much up saying, no, I won't stay at the Four Seasons, the fancy Four Seasons. I'll go stay up on the hill at my son's mega mansion compound thing.
It's the same thing. After giving Vivian a chore list, we find that Phil and his brother have sibling beef, which I don't know if Uncle Phil had a brother in the original one. I don't think he did.
Damn, we not about. I don't think we really saw Phil's family other than his mom, so they're just kind of expanding on that. Yeah. But we not about to slide past the fact that these boys picked Bill Bellamy to play a semi-serious role, and just about everything this man said was hilarious.
That's a fact. That is
like everything he said that we were supposed to be having like a heartfelt moment on, or we were supposed to have a serious moment, suspenseful. He was making me laugh. He was cracking me up.
Yeah, no, Bill Bellamy is wild. Where did you find
Come on, son, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, by the way, William Moloch said, teach us spades during a live stream, Marcus. Do it.
Oh, bet.
Do it. Do it.
Bet. We will absolutely do that.
Do it.
Bet. Spades tutorial. That's good evergreen content.
It sure is. You won't do it. You will be fed up through the monitor.
It will literally take me 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. G requested private word with Phil and Viv. Carlton is pumping iron for the family flag football game, which is supposedly tradition. One can only imagine that, much like the Founders Award, Will is going to take over and ruin this for Carlton. Which is what I thought at the time. Speaking of which, Will and Phil seem to think he'd have a good enough chance at winning, considering the fact that Phil thinks Will running would be triggering for Carlton for the Founders Award.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey tells Phil and Viv that he hasn't been honest with them, and he admits to looking for the adoption papers for his son. Viv doesn't give him the adoption papers, but she does give him what at the time I could imagine was a picture of his son, which it did turn out to be.
So, do you know what the overarching theme of the show is? Like, consistently from episode 1 all the way through now, how quickly they resolve conflict. This episode ended, the last episode ended with them discovering that Jeffrey is rummaging around the office. And then within 10 minutes of this next episode, it's over. It's over. He's admitted to it. They understand. They've moved past it. And now we have a much wider berth to develop what it is he's looking for, why, what happened. There's more room for that, and it's not pointless bickering that just is used to drive the plot forward, and that's all it is. That's what it would have been in a lot of other shows. They would have been like, Jeffrey, do you have anything to tell us? And Jeffrey would have played coy. And then they would have let him kept looking in the office until they understood where he was going. And it would have led up into this big, ha, I got you moment. And then, that would have been the arc for the entire season, was them snooping on Jeffrey, snooping on them, leading to his son. Instead of that, we get some extra character development. It forces them to actually write stuff for the characters we're watching and not just fill it up with conflict and arguments and,
No,
BS.
For sure. I have a different perspective on something that happens within this family a lot, but I'll talk about that later. Dee from the Wayans brothers, a.k.a. Miss Jones from Friday, a.k.a. Redman's mama from How High, is playing Phil's mama in this episode. Grandma and Viv finna have big beef this episode, which I probably should have seen that they'd come together and have a nice little moment at the end of it. I probably should have seen that coming from the way.
From Bel Air? Absolutely. They weren't about to leave this episode beefing.
Which they're not the only ones. Will, Ashley, and Coco Jones are cleaning the greens, and after Will cuts off Ashley during one of her 5 lines this episode, Coco Jones asks Will if he's heard from Jazz because he's being distant. Apparently, she invited him to the reunion, and he's still leaving her on red. Ashley points out her trash move inviting a top NFL draft pick last episode, and she decides she's going to talk to Jazz face-to-face about it. Or at least she would have if Phil didn't stop her and tell her to get back to her dessert.
Hey, pause. After the pie was in the oven, what's stopping you from getting in your car and driving to go get Jazz? What's stopping you? I'm just thinking that the whole episode. Like, yo, what is stopping you from getting in your car and going to drive and knocking on his door?
Family business.
No, well, hold on, wait. Time out. Now I'm realizing what I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't do that. If somebody not texting you back, don't just show up at their place. Don't do that. That was bad advice.
Well, there's a step in between that.
Which is?
Calling them.
Okay, there we go. FaceTime. Okay, cool. You right. I thought about it and I was like, why don't she just go there, knock on the door, see if he's home? No, but then I'm thinking in terms of my relationship, how normal that would be. Don't be dating people and then they don't text you back for a long period of time and then just pop up. That's not a good recipe. Don't do that.
Yikes.
I wouldn't advise it.
No, me neither. Will is nervous about the family reunion because he won't know anybody, and G says he got him. As G walks off, Will talks. Jesus Christ. As G walks off, Will takes the time to be extremely nosy and look at the picture of Jeffrey's seemingly grown-ass kid.
Hey, yeah. He definitely doing a lot. He's definitely doing a lot.
Get out of this man's business. What's wrong with you? Phil gets caught up when Viv brings him his phone with missed calls from Erica. Why have you not told her? He explains why, but you could have told her something.
Yeah, Phil, you could at least mentioned it. I was trying to get our old client back. Guess who showed up? And then, at least that we would have threw it out there. But yeah, Phil, you playing with fire, fam. You are playing with fire.
That is a part of the toxicity of this family, and that I'll talk about here in a second. Will decides to double down on his nosiness and wants to find out more about Jeffrey's son. Fam, this is none of your business and has gone from 0 to entitled to other people's business in less than 5 scenes. Now all of a sudden you're just entitled to all this man's business about his son. Okay. G is running down the list of family members in rapid fire succession. Fam, give me a fucking list. This is too much to remember all at once. Eventually, everybody becomes auntie to Will. He just gives up. He's auntie.
Which, realistically, if he's Phil's nephew, I'm just, I don't
Him not
see y'all.
knowing
How
them
do
makes
we do
sense.
this?
Yeah, him not knowing
Yeah,
them makes perfect sense. But
I'm not in the family, so like it makes sense for me not to remember or
But
notice everybody, recognize
that was a
everybody.
long list of people, and for him to have to do all of that is a little much. But
But see, I didn't grow up with a butler at my house, so if I had a butler, I'd probably have him memorize all the family members'
yeah,
names
but
and whisper them to me as I'm giving hugs.
that instead of like running the list down to me before I even see who all of them
But
are.
no, he was still standing behind him. That's what I meant. Like he was probably
Fair enough.
Wanda,
Okay.
Reggie,
Why is Wanda in the family?
Unetta.
Why is Wanda in the family?
Hey, the Wanda hate has to go. We've moved off the show. Leave her alone.
I'm just asking, why is Wanda in the family?
Leave her alone.
Why was it the first name too? Couldn't get a Franklin in
Because
the
I don't
family.
want Wanda. Probably.
Couldn't get a Teddy in the family.
And a Jerome and a Sissy.
And a Teddy.
And a bear.
And a bear is nuts. No, you have to have an Oso in your family.
No, but why the hell would they be speaking Spanish? Please move on.
That was the joke. Anyway, Ashley tries to help Uncle Earl and he plays her to the left. Seems Uncle Earl only saves words for characters with more than 5 lines an episode. Bill fucking Bellamy is Phil's brother. Everybody's talking big shit about this football game, but it seems Bill Bellamy and son are the only ones with the trophy. Again, Will is going to take over and ruin this for Carlton, as so I thought.
Everything this man said was hilarious. Everything. Like, he wasn't trying to be funny, and he was still making me laugh.
No, that's a fact. It's also coupled by the fact that where did you find Bill Bellamy? What is Bill Bellamy?
Bill Bellamy at? Where did you find his man?
He came straight from the Cousin Skeeter set, and then, boom, there he was. Or, well,
Def Comedy
Cousin
Jam.
Skeeter or Two Can Play a Game? That was the last time.
I was going to say Def Comedy Jam.
Def Comedy Jam? That was before. Maybe? I don't know.
That was before. Nah, he wasn't in Two Can Play That Game. That was
Morris Chestnut.
That was Morris Chestnut, yeah.
He was in one of those movies with Vivica Fox, wasn't he?
He was in How to Be a Player. He was in How to Be a Player was the one with Vivica Fox in it, I believe.
Yes.
It was Vivica Fox, Carmen Electra, and Stacey Dash. Back when Stacey Dash was doing hood movies.
Oh. She is not in that movie.
And How to Be a Player?
She is not in that movie.
Who?
Vivica Fox.
And How to Be a Player?
Yeah, no.
Who are the 3 women then?
Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, okay. You're right.
I forgot about that.
It was her, Carmen Electra, and Stacey Dash, right?
Yes, I believe. Yep, that's Stacey.
Why do I could have sworn that was Vivica Fox.
Or maybe I'm wrong on that too. I don't know. Hang on. You know what? No,
really
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter right now. We're talking about Bel Air, not How to Be a Player. Anyway, at the domino table, seems like Will is loving everything Bill Bellamy is putting down about hustle and grit, and Bill Bellamy Jr. is having a hard time keeping Pops happy. Are you really looking this up?
I had to do it, fam.
Let's see. Viv is about to throw down on some food. However, Grandma says this is a fish fry and that all the food that she's about to make means
I know you didn't just show up to my house talking about this is supposed to be a fish fry and you see all this food out and you see all this stuff everywhere talking about this supposed to be a fish fry. If you don't get the hell on, Grandma.
All this bougie ass food has to go somewhere. All this Whole Foods, Trader Joe's bullshit has to go. Get this out of here. We're making catfish. What the fuck are you talking about? I need white bread and hot sauce immediately.
Hey, Phil, come get your mama. Come get your mama, Phil. Come get your mama.
Coco Jones is looking for Jazz, who is still not responding, but lo and behold, for some reason or another, Phil has invited LaMarcus Alton to the family reunion. Even Grandma loves that nigga.
Wildin'. Her daddy wildin'.
That was crazy. I was like,
because you know damn well she not dating this man no more and that she got a whole nother boyfriend. Why you ain't invite Jazz? Why did you not make sure? Well, she invited Jazz. for him. But like the fact that he thought to invite Hillary's ex so that he could win a flag football game and not her current boyfriend.
It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Even crazier, grandma absolutely loves that man.
Loves him. Well, but think about it though, like if you had a guy that you were dating when you were younger that showed up to all your family functions, he somehow become famous, man, he gonna be the life of the party. Everybody gonna love him when he show up because they have a personal connection to him and they've watched him ascend and become famous. So like, yeah, they gonna wanna, hey, what up, nephew? What up, young man? You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, so like that would be like the comparison. It'd be like Jamar Chase and who would be the Jazz? It'd be like academics. Would have to be Jazz.
So this has been a great show tonight, guys. We will catch you next time. Academics is wild. That man couldn't even work social media 3 episodes ago, and now he's academics. Yikes. All right. Turns out Uncle Phil invited him for a leg up in the flag football game. Coco Jones tells Will not to tell Jazz that he's at the reunion, which at this point, I am convinced that this family loves keeping secrets that ends up hurting them way worse in the end just to keep the plot going. This family wouldn't be nowhere near as toxic if they would have just tell people what's happening.
The first time. So
it'd just be so much.
It don't even be that big. Like, well, no, I kind of feel it though, cause like, all right, I'm pissed at you, right? We not talking. I'm ignoring you. We putting some space in between us right now, and it's all because you invited your ex to your event, and you blowing me up. You trying to come over or whatever, trying to apologize, and you about to tell me that the nigga is at your house right now, kicking it with your family, and he been there all day with y'all.
My father invited him. I had nothing to do with it. I have proof of that.
Yeah, no, get out. No, get out. Get out. Get out. I don't care. That only means that your family loves him too. Not just you, but they love him too.
That shit has nothing to do with me.
I've been like, your daddy didn't invite me, did he? Your current boyfriend.
My dad has a fantasy football team as well, and so he wants to make sure that he gets more points.
Fam, no, none of that is playing. He has to win this flag football game. If he's already pissed that Hillary invited him to a function where they was looking all cozy, it's only going to make it worse.
You don't see that? I don't know what that is.
Where?
No, on me.
Fam, I'm thinking you trying to tell me I have something in my beard. No, I'm looking at you like, where? Where's that?
That's crazy. No, it's on me.
Yeah, that's great, fam.
That's not great.
It's all right.
It's not great.
Men of a certain age, fam. You know what I'm saying? 40 is a good year.
I am 23. Anyway.
But, anyways, you made me forget what the fuck I was talking about.
23. This is my Michael Jordan year.
Where were we at? What were we talking about?
We were talking about LaMarcus.
If they would just admit what was going on, they'd be in a lot better. But no, I would be pissed. I would definitely be pissed. We're only arguing because he was here, and now he's like showing back up again. So like, is this gonna be a thing now? He just gonna show up every weekend to your family functions? That's what's about to happen?
Maybe. We paid this man for a few episodes. He might have to show up a couple more times. Sorry.
Nah, because I think it's easy for dudes to sniff out when other dudes are interested in their women. No, they can say that they're not till the cows come home, but like we know what it looks like. Yeah. The same way females know when other females interested, where we might not pick it up.
Absolutely.
Like we know when somebody's sniffing around. You trying to kick them tires, boy. Facts. You trying to get that old thing back. You not about to hey big head over here, fam. Facts. I know your game. Yep. I know all your moves and all your spots. Yep. I invented them.
Oh, you invented them.
I invented them.
That's how old you are?
You older than me.
I am 23 and you are 29?
2010.
You ain't 30. You just turned 30. Wow, bro. 7 years older than me. That's crazy. Anyway. Phil pulls Viv aside from showing off her art to bring her into a game of spades, despite her still not knowing how to play. However, it seems Phil and Viv win, which I call bullshit, because that doesn't happen.
No, you know how it happens? Patience and who was asking us to do
William
the live stream
Mola.
on there? William. You have a great teacher, and what you will have in me is a great teacher. You will look like Viv when you sit down at that table. Not only will you be sufficient in playing, not only will you know all the rules, but when you lay the final smackdown and you win that final game, you gonna talk shit just like Viv. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be the greatest trash talk you have ever spit out of your mouth. For the low price of free $99, I'm gonna give you the first one for free.
I'm sorry, what? You're selling spades lessons out here now?
For free $99.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I just heard 99. Anyway, Ashley got Uncle Earl a plate and sits down with him. However, since she's only at line 3, he's not fucking with it. Apparently, LaMarcus Alton is fire on the piano. Coco pulls him to the side and lets him know that they're not getting back together. Then she has to judge.
That should have been the end of the conversation.
It really should have been.
She should have just walked away after that.
For some reason, it wasn't. But then she goes to judge the strangely named pie contest. Not sure why all the pies had to have names, but okay.
Because they didn't want to. They wanted it to be an anonymous pick. They didn't want it to be like, oh, this is Philip's pie, and oh, this is Uncle's pie. Because then it turns into a popularity contest. Don't nobody want to hurt nobody's feelings. So they put random names on the pie to conceal it. That's why Jeffrey went and told Hillary with Philip's cheating ass what the name of her father's pie was, so that he could rig the damn competition. Well, not only did you have Hillary make the damn pie, but then you was gonna try to rig the vote too. That's OD. That's OD.
Worse that he has literally the worst name of his pie. Hot Pie Summer is terrible.
Hot Pie Summer.
Anyway. Since G gave her the name of Phil's pie, Hot Pie Summer, she was supposed to vote for it, but she didn't. And because of it, Phil spills the beans and states that she made the pie. But Viv distracts everyone and sends them outside.
Hey, that would probably piss me off too. Like, oh, you gonna pretend like you didn't, this ain't yours? Like you didn't make this? You like his more than yours? Lying off.
William Moloch says, we getting up there, fam. Keep aging gracefully. And I agree, you should accept 30, because, I'm 23. I'm not getting up there. But you're getting up there, fam.
No one in this stream believes that.
You are how you feel, and I feel like I'm 23. So that's...
Oh, okay. As long as you feel that way.
I do. Anyway, Will and G have a convo about what just went down. And, of course, G's kid... apparently bro is 22 and lives in... Wait, Will and G have a convo about what just went down. And of course, it's G's kid. Apparently bro is 22 and lives in London. Will's upset that G never told him, which again, none of his business. But G admits that he didn't know what Will would think.
Maybe it's because of the whole Lou saga and how much he knew that what was going on with Will.
Yeah.
He felt like that was the opportunity for you to tell me what's going on with your situation since it's so similar. What's odd to me is how much understanding Will has for Jeffrey in his situation.
When he didn't have the same for his own father.
Let's line it up. Jeffrey was doing dirt in London with a gang, got a woman pregnant, ended up having to run to protect his family. His mother couldn't crack it. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. His mother couldn't handle the pressures of being a mother and end up giving his son up for adoption. Let's run it back, shall we? Lou was working in and odd jobs, trying to do what he could, but wasn't really making it big. His mom, Will's mom, Vi, was all on his back about it because he wasn't providing, right? He ends up going to jail, trying to provide. They never tell Will what happened to his father. And she ends up allowing her sister and her uncle to take guardianship of Will when she can no longer protect him or keep him safe at home. Hey, Will, how is Jeffrey's story any different from your father's?
It really isn't that different at all.
How is it any different?
The only difference is that Jeffrey is claiming London Street Crips, And I don't think
like Lou wasn't in no game.
Yeah,
like Jeffrey is telling you, like, yeah, no, I was a hitter. That's why your father hired me, fam. Okay, or your uncle.
He's
That's
either London Street Crips or he's MI6. One of the two.
So this is Bel Air meets Top Boy. But yeah, man, it's so, I love the way they set that up, because when Will first hears Lou's story about what happened, even before they get to the point where he calls his mom out of her name or whatever, he's not very receptive to it. He's like, "Oh, you blaming my mom," or, you know what I'm saying? "Why you ain't try to reach out? Why you ain't try to talk to me?" Da, 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 da. He's not receptive at all to the story that he's getting from him. He's defensive naturally. He hears Jeffrey and he has nothing but understanding for all of it. Not a second does he compare himself to his son, to being Jeffrey's son.
Yeah.
He doesn't have he doesn't ascribe any of that anger or that ill will that he has for Lou towards Jeffrey on the behalf of Jeffrey's son, even though he probably knows all too well what Jeffrey's son going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Facts. It's some wild
mind games being
done there. Or at least
that's a way to bring it home.
It's biased towards Jeffrey.
Well, but no, here's where it's going though. Jeffrey's situation and his reconciliation with his son will ultimately lead to Will giving Lou another chance and them trying to do it again, because he'll understand, like, it wasn't all what I thought it was. And even when he told me what it was, it's still a lot of context missing out of that. And now I get to see it like the whole story. I get to see all of it unbiased.
Yeah.
I can remove myself from it and see what it actually is. It's a situation between two people that didn't work out for whatever reason. And then you add on to all the other, social economical disadvantages that Lou is that he has in this country, at least. And it's like, how that situation couldn't have gone anywhere different than what it did.
Facts. Big facts. Philly explains to Carlton that they need all the help they can get and that LaMarcus Alton is the answer, which is nuts. It's absolutely crazy.
Which is, hey, first of all, how did you draft an NFL wide receiver on your flag football team and not throw to him every single play?
Did he ever?
Every single
I don't remember ever
play. You mean your nephew and your nephews and 40-year-old Bill Bellamy can beat you in an NFL wide receiver? Phil, I think the problem is you. I think the problem is you. You're sure as hell not the professional over there.
No.
I think the problem is you.
Well,
they should have washed them. They should have been over.
They should have. Absolutely. Especially with him playing both sides, I'm sure. Who's catching the ball over him? He's infinitely taller than everybody else on the field.
No, apparently Will is just as fast as him, and he can run around him. And then they were able to get flags off of him pretty easily too. He must suck. He must suck. You need to stop worrying about Hillary and hit them cones.
Facts.
You need to work them hip flexors out because you are slow.
All right. Uncle Earl asked for dessert to force Ashley's fifth line, and now apparently Uncle Earl is ready to do some conversating for some cookies. She finally got to her 5 lines, fam. Carlton and Bill Bellamy, Carlton and Bill Bellamy Jr. have a convo about how their dads are absolutely trash when it comes to their sibling beef. Apparently, Bill Bellamy calls his son a weak-ass piece of shit.
Hey, yo. What that was the funniest shit. If you ever watch Avatar The Last Airbender, there's this scene in there where Zuko is talking about his upbringing to Aang, I think. It was either Aang or what is that? Katara. One of them. And Zuko, he is like, it's the Fire Lord's son, and he's been abused by his father and kicked out of the kingdom to go find the Avatar, right? Quick synopsis. And he's sitting in the cave, and he's like, when my sister was born, my father said it was the best day of his life. When I was born, He said like he smacked the hell out of me, or he said it was the worst day of his life. So it was just really depressing.
That is bad.
And he was just saying it like it was so normal. But I start cracking up because I was like, why would you ever tell anyone that?
That is fucked up.
And it made me think of this scene. Because here his dude come out of nowhere like, yeah, my dad calls me a piece of shit on the regular.
Carlton's like, oh, I don't relate to that at all, but okay.
Because they never address it really.
Yeah.
Like, they do something to try to curb it. They never address it as an issue.
No. Because
he is dogging this little boy the whole fucking episode. Like when he's not flaunting him like a trophy.
Yeah.
He's dogging him.
Yeah. Yep. There's a few things as far as this whole Bill Bellamy side of things that they just kind of talked about and then just
glossed over it.
That was it.
Don't fuck it up, Junior. Don't fuck it up. Oh, god damn, Jay. Why you suck so bad?
All right. Once again, Ashley gets a Black History lesson from a Tuskegee Airman, which I would be cool with, but I had to find hilarious since that's all Ashley's good for in the show. Is catching history lessons from other people.
I felt like that was it was a little bit better than what it has been, but yes. You're right, it's still some more other stuff that's not about Ashley. Maybe all of this is forming Ashley's identity. Right. And we're in for a great big coming out party for Ashley in season 3.
Because Ashley is going to become a Tuskegee Airman.
Not a Tuskegee Airman, but she's going to become an Antifa warrior. She's going to be an Antifa. For sure.
She's basically already an Antifa.
No.
She's basically Antifa right now.
She ain't beating nobody up.
She just hasn't actually taken action yet. But
she ain't fighting the fascists out here yet. But that's where in season 3, when Ashley get to high school, for sure.
Yikes. LaMarcus and Will bond over being star athletes, and Bro takes a mean left turn to announce that he's not stopping until he gets Coco Jones back.
Like, hey, yeah, man, keep working on that stuff, man. Yeah, the AAU, that's going well, right? I'm about to shout out your sister.
Like, that's basically what it was. I'm like, bro, can you relax? You don't even know if I know, bro.
I'm about to slay your cousin again, bro. Yo, where did you come from with that? We was just talking about basketball.
Like, I get it. It's Coco Jones, but, like, you're starting to come off like Joe from You.
Whoa, big fella, you acting unusual.
You know?
I never ever seen you act like this.
Okay. On to the flag football game. Which, by the way, I can't tell who's on teams because there's different color shirts, and I didn't realize until they said red and yellow that
you didn't see the flags on the thing?
But I didn't know who was on teams at that point. So I'm just like, I don't know who's... Will was on the other side, and...
Well, I knew for sure that Uncle Phil, the football player, and Carlton were together. We knew that before it started. We knew that was one whole team. Right? The only other people on the field was Bill Bellamy, his son, and Will.
That was the other thing. I felt like there was more people on the field. So then I'm like...
Nah, it was 3-3. It was 3-on-3.
And why is Will
now? Why was it 3-on-3? And it's all these other people around here. Maybe they was the only ones that lined up and actually wanted to play a football game at the cookout. That seems very likely. But also, I mean, you know, it's flag, so whatever. There are no rules.
I guess. William Moloch says...
We ain't taxing, so it ain't even real football.
Facts. William Moloch says, my friend is the granddaughter of a Tuskegee Airman. Respect. Respect. Okay. Carlton pushes Bill Bellamy Jr. off the line like Marvin Harrison Jr. would punk-ass Will Johnson. But of course, you hear Bill Bellamy in the back bitching, trying to tell his son to get up. And then, so unlike Marvin Harrison Jr., Carlton drops the ball like a dummy. I was so pissed off at that. Like, I get what you're doing. I get what you're doing, but like, fam.
Hey, he did give you the Jamar Chase. He put him on his butt. He said, whoop up. First of all, Carlton need to go play football. I don't know what he's doing at lacrosse practice, but he needs to put the pads on and start hitting him with that hem. You know what I'm saying? And go and get you a scholarship.
Facts.
You ain't gonna have no more BSU problems. You start catching touchdowns. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Nah, he don't want to do that, bro.
You need to go out there and hit people with that skirt, skirt. You know what I'm saying? Carlton got them moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Much like her son in
Bill
Friday.
Bellamy still talking shit
To his son while he's on the ground.
Why you suck so bad?
If you don't extend your hand to your son and pick him up off the ground, like, be a father.
Come on, Jay. Don't mess it up. Don't be a loser.
Carlton's already in the end zone. It's a little too late for that pep talk. Much like her son in Friday, Grandma admits that today was a good day and thanks Viv for all that she did. Viv tries to dodge the compliment, but Grandma knows who really did the work to make today happen.
Nah, look at them reconciling.
I guess. Of course, at the end of the reunion, Bill Bellamy admits that despite his braggadocious demeanor, he only tries to one-up Phil because he had to be good at something while Phil was doing shit like going to college. Strange that the end of the episode is the first time anybody mentioned that Bill Bellamy lost his wife. Why did that information just go, come and go?
Maybe that's the explanation for him being so crappy, is because he lost his wife. So we have some sympathy on him?
I guess. It's the end of the episode now. Just a strange time to drop the ball. Like Carlton.
It makes sense as to why it means so much to him if you just lost something like that. You know, a little competition to try to get the blood back pumping, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. They didn't do a good job tying that up, so maybe that's going to be something that carries on to the next time we see Phil's brother. Maybe they'll still be working on trying to get them better, better with his son.
Speaking of Carlton, because you missed the joke. I said, just a strange time to drop that ball like Carlton. Speaking of Carlton, Phil seems to know that Carlton dropped that John to appease Bill Bellamy and his son. Phil then admits that he's always betting on Carlton to win so that they can have their nice little family moment. Because we're wrapping up the episode. Everybody gets to have their nice little moments.
No. Okay, did you hear what Bellamy was saying to Phil about their father?
Yes.
And how he had to work extra hard to prove to his dad because he was always betting on Phil to win.
Yes,
he doesn't want Carlton growing up thinking that he doesn't believe in him. He heard that in his grown-ass brother who's acting a damn fool because of that and doesn't want Carlton to be there.
Right. Nice
context core.
Nice
just tie it together.
Moment. Nice little family moment.
Yes, Josh. It's a family show to a certain degree.
Fuck that shit. When are they going to start doing drugs and...
Wrong show.
When is Jeffrey going to kill somebody? I thought that was supposed to happen season 1.
Why would that happen? Who do they need to kill?
He's a hitman. That's what he does.
He doesn't do that type of work anymore. He's a retired.
Jeffrey is Agent 47 / Big Crip OG. He kills people. That's what he does.
We haven't seen Jeffrey even hold a gun this entire series.
Jeffrey is over here on witness protection from killing a bunch of people over in
Whatever happened to Rashad? Is that ever going to come back into play?
No. They don't want to pay that actor anymore. He's getting big battle rap bags.
Well, no, I'm assuming he's dead. I'm just saying, is that ever going to come back to bite Jeffrey?
No.
Because that problem just disappeared. It just went away.
Hitman by way of the London Street Crips. And MI6.
I don't see them allowing Jeffrey to have killed him. If that's not going to come up and be a thing at some point, like somebody come out of nowhere one time and kill Jeffrey and tell him he's being arrested for the murder of Homeboy.
It's not going to happen because Jeffrey disposed of him the correct way.
Okay,
he's a professional hitman.
We ain't seen Jeffrey bust a grape.
That's the point.
He could have been a lookout.
You're not.
He could have been a corner boy. We have no idea what Jeffrey was before he met Phil. Phil could have cleaned him up and put him in these suits and made him look better than he is or was. We have no clue what he was doing.
He put him through Agent 47 hitman training.
Okay.
And that's why he always wears a suit.
So, that we are coming towards the end of the stream. You want to talk predictions?
No. I still got more. Will tells Bill Bellamy that he likes his story, and I realized that Will had a job with a car salesman in the OG Fresh Prince as well. Only problem is He's in North Carolina.
North
So
Carolina, maybe like a summer thing.
I was going to say,
Summer
unless
job.
maybe Bill Bellamy opens a LA dealership, maybe, or I don't know.
He does have the biggest car dealership line in the South.
So
I don't know if you heard.
Could make a move to LA. Then
I don't know if you heard, but it's the
there.
biggest car chain in the South.
I did hear that.
Did you see it on the back of the T-shirts that it's the biggest car lot chain in the South?
I did.
I think he mentioned it again at the end of the football game. I'm like, hey, yo, fam, ain't none of your family members gonna buy these cars. You shipping it to the wrong crowd.
K-Pop says Ashley feels like a ghost on the show. She's always taking a backseat to everybody else. Hillary's about to get caught up. Poor Jazz. I feel bad for him. Will and the love triangle between Lisa and Jackie, both fine. Jackie is more fine than Lisa, but Lisa has a lot more substance.
You think Jackie looked better than Lisa?
I do.
Oh, blouse.
I do.
Blouse.
I didn't say by much.
No, I mean, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I disagree.
Yeah,
disagree.
I like Jackie better. But as a full all-around person, Lisa is clearly better.
And then also, now that I've seen them together, I think Jackie pretty close to being a little person, probably out of shoes. Because I never thought that Lisa was all that tall, but then seeing how much taller she is than Lisa, she's like Oompa Loompa level. She's fun size. Some people are into that, you know?
When you put it like that, no. Carlton allows Will to stay in the race for the Founders Award, and the two have a smiley back and forth about it. That's going to come back and turn into a war between them, I'm sure.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, they do not drag conflicts out on this show. They find other ways to drive the plot forward than pointless arguments. Yeah. So now that they've already done the thing where, Carlton was clearly taken aback and hurt a little bit that Will was going for it, and he was a little bit intimidated. His parents tried to protect him from it. Will got pushed into doing it after he didn't want it initially. The next phase is for them both to accept it as the competition it is. It would be a weird arc for Carlton to step up to the plate and accept the competition just to double back and be mad if he loses or if it doesn't go his way. That would be an odd way to take the character. So I don't see it being that big of a thing going forward. The Founders Award will be a big thing. The competition between them two won't be as much as a plot driver as it was these last 2 episodes, though, now that they've pieced it up. At least I think so.
Okay. We'll see. We'll have to see.
That's just not how they do it. They don't usually drive it with petty conflict.
They've also been talking about this Founders Award for multiple episodes, so I can't imagine that it won't be a major plot point at some point. And
I'm gonna be real mad if they give it to Will.
I will.
I really am,
because it makes no sense.
I know that their grades aren't even close. Not to mention that the only extracurricular that Will has on his resume is basketball, which he was kicked off of. And he's been suspended this year. What are we talking about? How is he up for the most prestigious award in the entire school and he's coming off a suspension?
He is literally probably the worst kid in Bel Air.
Just
quite possibly the worst kid.
I won't say that. He's not a burnout. He had grades enough to be on the basketball team.
Oh, you know what?
But he's definitely not high up on the scholar list. For sure not.
I forgot Connor's a whole drug dealer, so he might be the worst. So.
No, they have actual degenerates at this school for sure.
Will cuts in on Phil and Viv, and Will says, and I quote, "The family reunion is dope and all, but Jeffrey needs to see his son. Make that shit happen right now, Uncle Phil. Right fucking
He didn't
now."
say that, but he was definitely who are you talking to, Will? Who are you talking to? Get your hand off my shoulder. Who are you talking to?
Oh, man. Bill Bellamy speaks to the family and thanks Uncle Phil and company for the reunion. That's when Phil gets on stage to thank the historic lineage in his family, and I low-key expected Sweetie to pop out and do an encore performance. Turns out that they offer the trophy over to Uncle Earl for his service, because again, touching family moment number 15.
This is a family reunion.
I'm not used to all this family love in this show.
Daddy.
All right?
Jesus.
I watch Power where the son kills the father, okay? I'm not used to this.
The damn family reunion.
And the aunt and
Y'all
I watched
swap what y'all family reunions up.
I watched Snowfall. I watched Snowfall where the aunt and nephew are in a fucking war against each other. Okay, cut me some slack.
I haven't seen a family reunion, not one of those shows.
Facts. Bel Air couldn't be happier with how Black they attempted to make this episode, so they gathered the family reunion together and did a Soul Train line to Maze's Before I Let Go. And while I love that song,
the cringe hurt my stomach.
And while I love that song,
don't call it out. Just tell everybody to come on, and then you form into the line. Don't. Oh my God, Soul Train line! I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, while I love that song, this entire episode could have been a made-for-Tubi special instead of an episode this season.
Tubi specials are nuts. I believe that Tubi movies are filmed on iPhones for sure.
I want to review Tubi movies on this channel.
And I will never do it. Won't do it. Not going to do it.
I'll do it by myself.
Okay.
Tubi movies are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Especially the ones in like Detroit, and they got a couple of them in Columbus. I think I might do that.
We do not have to do this.
We do.
We could just wrap up.
Tubi movies? And you know what's crazy? Peacock has some crazy movies like that too.
We can just wrap it up.
I am doing a Tubi movie segment, just like you do your comic book reviews.
Sorry in advance, guys.
Put a pin in that. Not sure if he was looking for Coco Jones or frightened by all the black people gathered around all at once, but LaMarcus makes a beeline for the house and finds Coco all alone on her phone, supposedly still waiting for Jazz to hit her back. LaMarcus successfully gets her to step out and dance, and that's when Jazz finally hits her back and let her know that he's going to leave the door open.
Hey, fam, listen to me. Life advice here. If you're going to fold anyway, don't waste time. Just fold early. Just fold early. You know what I'm saying? Like, letting shit linger like that gets people wondering. They start thinking, well, damn, maybe he don't want to be with me, or maybe he broke up with me and he's just not trying to tell me. Maybe he ran away. You let her mind run like that, she gonna come up with some crazy stuff.
Yep.
If you was just gonna fold anyway, probably should have folded a couple hours ago.
Facts. Big facts. I don't know why he didn't, but hey, he gonna leave the door open.
I fully expected somebody to have a Snapchat out or Instagram or something like that, and they got, oh, look who at my family reunion. Oh, Lord.
Will or Carlton or Ashley.
They'll probably go looking once she doesn't show up, and it doesn't look like she's showing up. So.
No, because she's with LaMarcus Alton. Terrible name. Any other thoughts on Bel Air season 2, episode 6?
Decent episode. Little. It was a filler episode, but it was done in an interesting way. I felt like that gives us. It did move the plot forward on a couple of different lines on Phil and. Jeffrey and Aunt Viv, and then also with Coco and Jazz. So a few people got their storylines moved forward, and it was an interesting enough and a funny enough episode to keep me engaged. So for a filler episode, I said it wasn't bad.
I agree. It was kind of like the Yamacraw episode of last season.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhat. So yeah, no, it was a cool little episode, like you said. So to end this episode, in this live stream, did you hear the latest Jonathan Majors information?
The text messages?
Did you see it?
Yeah, I seen them.
What'd you think?
So, probably the only decent take I seen today was that it neither exonerated nor did it further incriminate him. I don't know what string of text messages you could look at that would exonerate anybody of an assault, sure. Unless they were literally describing something completely different happening. I don't think we were ever going to get anything like that. That's up to the video in the back of the cab to prove. But to me, I seen a line where I think she was, she was saying I was about to leave. Jonathan Majors asked her if she left the keys, and then he says bye. And then the two longest paragraphs in there are her, one, saying sorry, and it saying that it all started with her trying to grab the phone. That was one of the things that stuck out to me because I don't think, I know because Twitter is a cesspool, but most people took that as, her apologizing for the abuse or something like that. And it's like,
her apologizing for her abuser specifically.
For her abuser. Right. And it's like, okay, all right. Let's run two different scenarios here. Scenario one is she's so abused that she maybe initially felt like she was being abused, but then got talked out of it because she has some kind of Stockholm syndrome. Sure. Okay. You know what the problem with that scenario is? Jonathan Majors called the police.
Yeah.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know too many wife beaters in general.
That would get the police involved?
But I don't know too many that immediately call the police after a physical altercation has happened. That sounds like, to me, someone who wants to stay so far above board that they involve the authorities. They want a level of protection with this individual that they're involved with that they feel like they need to involve the police. A black man at that.
Yeah.
That he feels like his only recourse at this moment is to call the police because of whatever has transpired. It does not sound like to me someone who is mentally, physically abusing and unduly using their influence over this person to control a narrative. Number one, again, he involved the authorities where it seems like from this conversation, he really had no reason to. She didn't call the cops. And seems like she was almost immediately apologetic about whatever transpired in the altercation.
Yeah.
The second thing that stood out to me is that she said it started when she went for his phone. Mm-hmm. Okay. So play dense if you want to, men and women. Play dense if you want to. But I know how this scenario plays out. Going for the phone in the abstract sounds like this. Oh.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like, right? In reality, a lot of times what that ends up being is stop, calm down, stop.
It's a little more aggressive.
In the middle of that, anybody could have ended up getting hit, head bouncing off. You're, again, in the back seat of a cab, wrestling over a cell phone. Is it really out of the realm of possibility to say that either one of them got hit in the middle of the struggle over the phone? Yep. And the last thing, and then I'm going to let you take this away because I'm actually tired of talking about this. Why? Even though he was the one that called the police, why are we acting? Because there was a physical altercation that transpired between this man and this woman. Mm-hmm. Why do we give the benefit of the doubt of being the abused to Jonathan or to the woman? Why are we giving that benefit of the doubt to her? It would have been completely different if she was standing by what was alleged. It would be completely different if she was the one that reached out to the police. Jonathan Majors is the one that called the police. A physical altercation happened and he called the cops. Why is the automatic benefit of the doubt given to her? We haven't even entertained the option that maybe he was the initial victim of the assault. We haven't entertained the option that maybe he got hit in the struggle for her trying to get her phone. And I know for some reason that wouldn't change things for a lot of you, but in that moment as he's being hit, it becomes self-defense.
Sure.
If you somehow get hit in the middle of me trying to defend myself, that changes the entire complexion of what we're talking about. It's no longer Jonathan Majors beating up his poor girlfriend for trying to look at his phone. It becomes, she was assaulting him over it. And in the midst of him putting his hand up or trying to push her off, she gets hit.
Yeah.
We could talk about their relative complexions and how easy it is for one to bruise over the other person. That is a factor as well. Like, we could talk about the fact that the most times that this stuff happens, it's the woman that starts it. Statistically speaking, it's the woman that starts it. We can look at some of the most high-profile cases that we know about. Shit, we just seen it with Dana White.
Yeah, literally.
Right? That's an extreme case. But how did that start? How did it transpire? Dana White's wife walks over to him, smacks the hell out of him. Tiger Woods crashed a golf cart on his compound because his wife was chasing him with a golf club when she found out that he was cheating. Let's not pretend that we don't know what happens in these situations sometimes. People get heated, they get emotional. Emotions drive violence.
Facts.
And if everything that we've gotten out of this story is to be believed, Jonathan Majors isn't the one who had a reason to be emotional or to have lost control.
And it doesn't seem that he was.
And he's not the one apologizing for anything either.
Yeah.
Now, when Tory Lanez was apologizing, oh, well, he's obviously guilty. Becky over here apologizes to Jonathan Majors, and somehow that's construed as, oh, yeah, he definitely made her say that. Y'all something else.
I think that's my problem with this. That's my problem, is that in the court of public opinion, especially when it comes to places like Twitter, it just seems like everybody wants to rush to offer their opinion without getting any of the information straight, which is actually why I love the fact that when it comes to this situation, we're kind of doling it out as we find more information, as opposed to just giving our clear-cut opinion on it. About,
oh, this definitely doesn't exonerate him. Fam, you don't know what it does.
You don't have all the information.
You weren't there.
It's not like we have a video.
There. Yeah, this knee-jerk reaction for it to be even, it's like people are waiting for this thing to be as sinister as possible.
They did the exact same thing with Megan Tory.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, I'm going to be honest with that.
People wanted it to be something sinister from the jump, yeah.
Eventually, that thing got stretched out so long that eventually I just started offering my opinion about it. So that was a little bit different. But in this case, like, we're getting information. It's slowly coming out, but it's coming out nonetheless. Let it all play out, then figure out what happened. And then from there, if you have an opinion.
The video is going to be the kind of the smoking gun. And the fact that they mentioned that first lets me know that they feel pretty strong about it in his defense. If that video showed him even looking like he was winning, like not necessarily taking the first swing or initiating the violence, but if it even looked like he was dominating her for it, so I wouldn't want that to be out for millions of eyeballs to see. So the fact that they immediately came out and mentioned that video lets me know there's probably something on there that looks very good for Jonathan Majors.
Which
now the text messages weren't as strong, but that wasn't mentioned in the statement made by his legal team.
Yeah.
That was just recently released after they found out that he was still going to be arraigned, right? What they came to the table with, I assume they were trying to convince the DA not to press charges, was we have a two-time recanted statement. From the text messages, it looks like she even went to the judge somehow. She even got to speak to the judge somehow.
White privilege.
And spoke to them directly about it. I don't know how she worked that out.
I don't know.
But before the man's ever been arraigned or charged, it was just crazy.
Nepotism.
But apparently, so 2 times to the DA, to the investigators, and to the judge, she's recanted what was originally said or what was originally told about the fight. 2 times. Plus a video that's supposed to clear it all up. They came out the gate with that. I don't think if he's half as salt as a lawyer, you don't even acknowledge the fact that there's video evidence of it if it incriminates your client, right? I mean, he would have to be the worst lawyer ever to be hyping up a video where Jonathan Majors brutalizes this woman.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, I'm looking at the injuries. She got an abrasion on the back of her ear. How you get that?
How do you
get back here?
How did we get a strangulation charge?
She said, under no terms did this happen to me, is what she told the judge and what she told the investigators, and they assured her that he wouldn't be charged for strangulation. Well, they lied like a mug. They lied like a mug.
I will be honest. I don't know the full extent of the story, and I think that's the point of what we're highlighting here. But a lot of things sound a little shaky from one side specifically, but from both sides, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because this is New York, and I don't know if it's happening in the Southern District, but New York district attorneys like to make splashes. They are celebrities just like the celebrities that they adjudicate over. So, they want to be in the news too. They want to be the next rising star in the district attorney office. They want to make a name for themselves. So I'm sure that's what this is, because otherwise this just doesn't sound like a case you would want to try and lose. Like, yeah, for every Tiger King, there's a Juicy Smouye, right? Because he got away. I don't know if y'all remember, but he free. He living his life.
Yeah.
Because of prosecutorial misconduct.
Yep.
Because they didn't play the game honest. Because they didn't go the way that they were supposed to go. And could very easily end up playing here.
Yeah.
Playing against a man who just recently came up on a lot of money and has a very good lawyer, I'm guessing.
And a lot of star power, all of a sudden.
Don't take a swing and miss. And I honestly, for the life of me, if she doesn't testify on your behalf, what case do you have? If she refuses to testify on your behalf, you don't have a case. All of this becomes hearsay. Literally. Because you cannot you can't use her statement that you probably took while they were there at the house. If you introduce that, they're going to be able to tell the jury that she recanted it twice. So I just don't know. I don't see it going as far as people are we're hoping it doesn't, but really sitting waiting for it to happen so they can eat it up. But I don't think it'll get that far.
Yeah. William Moloch says his reputation is going to be damaged regardless. Everyone is going to double down on what they believe from this case. I think the difference in that is that his reputation will be damaged regardless. It's how much is his reputation going to be damaged.
And the truth of the situation is for most people this would be a death sentence, right?
Yeah. And
the fortunate thing for Jonathan Majors is he just made it out of the working class and made it into the elite class in terms of wealth. And so that will afford him a certain life after death. He will have to go probably on a break. Maybe some of I'm thinking Loki season 2 has already been shot. So there's no way in hell they're not showing that. It's the only viable show they got going on Disney Plus. So
and 1 of 2 for the year, supposedly.
As long as he is not convicted of anything, I think they're going to give him a nice long runway because they're so deep into the Jonathan Majors train, being Disney, the studio that doesn't seem to get named in any of these stories that we see about Jonathan Majors for some reason.
Ant-Man wasn't named
Strange.
At all.
Strange.
Creed 3, but not Ant-Man.
But ultimately, that may work in his interest. Because if while he's going through all of this right now, he's disconnected from the Disney name, it makes it easier to pick him back up if all of this is resolved.
Yeah.
Right? Which I just... He's a black guy in America, but he's not a normal black guy.
Oh, for
sure. If he's able to get out of this, he will be able to find other work. He'll be able to move on. It's people that have done it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I love Bean, and I'm not we won't rehash old history, but has had his run-in with people looking to get a payday.
Yeah.
Right? And so
and his
where they thought that would have been a death sentence, he's going to have to be squeaky clean from here on out for sure.
Yeah.
But it's possible. There is a pathway back. It's just not very comfortable.
I agree. I'm sure on Sunday we'll probably talk about Disney getting Ron DeSantis the fuck out of here.
Yo! I think that just makes Ron DeSantis look silly.
It kind of
It makes him look silly as hell.
Company got
honestly.
you all out of their business easily.
But we'll talk about it in detail behind the cape for sure.
Are you going to Perps?
I have to take a break to eat. I'm gonna send you as my emissary, as our emissary.
I might stop by for a second. I gotta edit. I gotta bust this shit down.
Edit later. Stream first.
I also have to work.
But y'all should definitely check out Perp Minded's live stream. He's got it. I think it started a while ago. Actually,
should have started almost an hour ago. I'm sure some people probably already let it go check it out. So, on that note, we are out. Peace.
Peace, y'all.